There you go.
Are you ready to go? It's the Joel and Randy show. Hey, you bitches and hoes. It's the Joel and Randy show.
All tea, all shade, and it's Texas made. Yes, Lord.
It's the Joel and Randy show.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
last deep part got me, girl. I was like, I can't go that deep.
Yes, ma'am. That was very nice.
Oh, well, blessings.
Blessings. What's going on, girl?
Blessed and you?
Blessed. What's going on, girl?
Miss Claire would be so happy.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, girl.
Mm-hmm.
We seem to be rebooting.
We seem to be rebooting, yes, for some strange and unknown reason. Mostly my fault. We had too much Jesus in us yesterday.
There's never too much Jesus, and I wish you'd stop being sacrilegious in my presence. A body can never get too much Jesus, honey.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it can.
Go it can.
Yes, it can. Mm-hmm. It can get liver disease behind it if you don't watch out.
You gotta be careful. Don't bring the Lord into that.
Oh, Lord. Randy, how are you doing today?
I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine. I'm struggling with my arthritis today, but other than that, I'm fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, we could have had a show last night, but things went horribly wrong. So, you know what we did when things got horribly wrong? We went out.
We went to the club.
We went to the clubs. Joel got kicked out of a club for having relations with an Asian man. Oh, yes, she is, because I got to tell some truths tonight, because I thought about this all day.
He had thought the ripcord was the ripcord back in the day. The ripcord ain't the ripcord anymore, honey.
Obviously, I found that out.
It's more like a Bennigan's. I'm not saying not to go, but don't go.
I'm saying just don't.
I miss the good old days when a girl could go outside on the patio and have some real fun.
Exactly. And it was a Wednesday night. I didn't see anything wrong with it. I guess it's reserved for only Saturdays and Sunday nights.
They call it hump day.
I was trying to hump.
Girl, I was so shamed. They had brought her in shackles out from the patio and said, you just pay your tab and get out and don't come back.
Oh, Lord.
And I was like, and I was just, I know my mouth, my jaw had dropped open because I was talking to some people about the show, trying to promote the show, and this bitch comes out with security. You know what?
I didn't even go.
But you know those bitches went home and listened to the show.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because I made them get on Spreaker and find the show in front of me. And so it was ready to go.
Yeah.
So you know they went home because they were husbands.
Yeah.
So you know they went home and listened to the show together and just laughed their ass off.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, because this co-host made not a fool out of himself, but
no,
he got escorted. I didn't even know Record had security.
A bit of a spectacle, but not a fool. Never a fool, child.
No. Lesson learned. Here's the lesson. Here's the moral to the story. Don't have cocktails before you go out. Wait till you get there. Now, we did have a nice time at Michael's Outpost.
We did.
And we got fed. We got
You got fed. I didn't eat. I wanted to sing a song, but she just had to go. So I didn't get to sing a song.
Yeah, we needed to be all over. I was in one of those strange moods where I just needed to be all over the place.
We needed to stay at the Outpost.
Next time we'll just stay at the Outpost. But I learned a lesson.
Don't have sex at the ripcord.
Besides that lesson.
Too much light up in there now too. I didn't even know they had corners. On
I know, right? For years, I never even knew they had corners. I'm like,
I didn't either.
What is that?
And
is that a corner?
I found a corner, but it was awful dark, and I was back there for a reason. Somebody was, never mind.
Yes.
I'm just saying. If you found a corner, you were all up in it with somebody else, and it was door.
Yeah, exactly. And I never would have gotten caught. Wasn't for those nosy.
Remember, back in the day, there was only red light and black. Mm-hmm. And the black was natural, because there wasn't any light in the black.
Yeah, exactly. And
it was
and once you stepped into the black,
so
good
decadent.
Lord.
Oh, it was so decadent.
Mm-hmm. Good Lord.
I love decadent.
I know, but now it's so tame and...
There is no decadent anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go to Budapest or Berlin for decadent.
I know.
Girl. My friend Steven went to Berlin, and so did my friend Fred, and they both came back with the same report.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch, Berlin is hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
They go at it hard in those bars.
Mm-hmm.
They have back rooms and everything else.
Oh, wow.
The back room is bigger than the bar.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Well, that would have to be.
Messy.
You only need a couple of drinks from the bar to have enough nerve to walk into the back.
Right? And one of my friends met a man, and they spent 2 days together. Mm-hmm. He went to another bar and met another man, and they spent 3 days together. He just had a good time. Mm-hmm. We need to go to Berlin.
I guess so. I don't think I can handle Berlin. I don't know if Berlin can handle me or if I can handle Berlin.
Well, I don't know if you can
I might
Berlin.
get lost. I might get killed in Berlin.
I heard Berlin is, girl.
I might get killed in Berlin.
They get into all kinds of devilment in Berlin.
Mm-hmm. I might get killed, but I'll tell you what, I probably have a smile on my face. We found him dead, but he was smiling from ear to ear. It was good enough to kill him.
If dicks could kill,
I know.
And that was a play on if looks could kill.
You know, this episode...
Of course, I'm sure you all got that.
This episode of Joel and Randy's Texas Tea is brought to you by love and relationships.
Love and relationships. Something neither one of us have a gosh darn thing to do with.
I will tell you, I did learn a little bit about love last night, and I'm not talking about a ripcord.
I was about to say,
I'm not talking about
that man.
No, I am not talking about ripcord. I'm talking about when we stepped into Michael's outpost, and they were having their little potluck, and just a bunch of older queens sitting around.
And that is a good night at Michael's outpost on Wednesday evening. The food comes in at 8 o'clock.
But there was such love and community.
Oh,
it actually scared me a little bit. That's probably why I rushed out of there so quickly.
But I know practically every damn queen in that room. So
yeah. So
next time maybe you'll stay.
Yes, next time I think I'll stay because, like I said, there is so much love, and no, I mean this is what I love about being a gay man. You know, I woke up this morning going, oh Lord, I did some things last night, but I have to say that it was for the first time, and Randy might look at me funny after saying this.
I probably won't.
I said, you know what? Dear Lord, thank you for making me gay.
I'm glad he's praying.
Thank you. Because I think I've been a self-hating gay for quite some time. I know. She just started coughing. I know.
Why would you be a self-hating gay?
I mean, I look at all the...
I've always known.
I look at all the things that I've done in the past. I've had a chance to take a look, and I'm like, everything points to the fact that I might have been a little bit on the self-hating side. The way that I treat men, the lack of any kind of relationship, or when things get too hot and heavy, I run for the heels.
Yeah.
I think for the longest time, I envied heterosexuals. Heterosexuals...
no, I've never had that.
Yeah. Heterosexuals can walk through life and with very few questions about what they do. And it's fascinating to me. Heterosexuals have always fascinated me, and I think I've grown a hatred for them on a certain level. Because they can literally walk through life and do whatever...
Demons, honey.
Do whatever they want to do. Whereas, as a gay man, I'm questioned about everything I do.
Yeah, but that's not the case anymore. There's a whole other there are two generations under us, because we're really old. There's two generations under us now that don't act like that at all. That they're not as inquisitive as they used to be back in the day.
In our last show, the no shame episode we did, I think our generation, and I'm hoping our generation is the last one. Our generation still had to deal with the shame of being gay.
Oh, sure, because we were always, because society did, for the most part,
exactly,
shame us.
So I think for the longest time, it took me a long time to realize that I still held on to that shame. And I now understand why I act the way I do in gay bars. I understand now why I have a hard time making other gay friends. I now understand why I have a hard time with relationships and everything else with other men. Is because there's still a shame factor there.
Yeah.
There's still a shame factor there. And the fact that I recognized it after one night of going to a bar, one night when I woke up this morning, and I woke up relatively early this morning, which is something I don't do when I've had a rough night. I sat in bed and I really thought about all the destructive things that I've done to myself because of that shame. And this is the first time I was able to recognize it. This is why now I understand myself better as a gay man now than I did back then. I think turning 50 has really just completely turned my world upside down. Because one, I never thought I'd make it this far, and two, now that I've made it this far, now what do I do?
Oh, I don't know.
So
whatever you want to is the answer to that question.
And whatever I want to is the scariest thing on the planet, because now you have to sit around and think, what do I want to do?
Well, I have to say, I've never suffered from the shame issue. Well, I did, but it was because it was based on church. I hated the fact that I was gay because of church. And I loved the Lord, and I never stopped loving the Lord, but I found out that the Southern Baptists don't love me.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was very disheartening. So I gave up on organized religion a long time ago. My father came to my room when I was 13 and said, "Do you want to go to church?" I said, "No, and I'm never going again." So I stopped being beat over the head with shame right then. But I had a significant other, if you will, from 8 years old until I was 15 years old. I was always active. So my whole childhood active. So that also probably had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Because I thoroughly enjoyed myself sexually and thoroughly enjoyed myself as a homosexual. And I didn't really, back then I was a kid, so I didn't really do the stereotypical things. You know what I mean? I was just a boy having sex with another boy, my age, by the way. So there was never really that much of a shame factor. In fact, I went through a period when I was a kid that I didn't understand why everybody wasn't gay. I thought everybody was gay. And that they just didn't talk about it because they went to Southern Baptist churches. You know what I mean?
I know.
I thought everybody was just, we were all in on the secret, but nobody could talk about it.
I always thought boys always liked, you were supposed to like boys. Even I knew I was gay since I was 6. I knew, I didn't know what the word meant at the time, but I knew I liked.
I had tricks at 6, but I didn't have a relationship.
Oh my goodness.
I was tricking.
But I knew the moment that I saw another man's penis that I'm like, I like that.
Stop saying penis.
Well, in this case it was. But still, I thought, oh wow, his looks just like mine, and I'm 6. So you know what that says about that man.
Oh, it was a man?
Yes, it was a grown man.
Oh no, see, I didn't know.
Yes, it was a grown man. I just happened to be peeking through my.
Oh, it was a peep. It wasn't sexual.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't sexual.
Oh, well, that's good. Okay.
No, it wasn't sexual. I was just checking in on my mother, and here's this naked man walking past her bed, who I can now understand why my mother might have been passed out at that moment.
Sure.
Because
she was drinking just to have sex with that motherfucker.
She had to.
She had to, yes.
He basically had the penis of a 6-year-old.
That is just some kind of video.
But I knew, I'm like, I think I like that. And that was the first thought in my head, and I never thought about it again. Now, I went through the whole, don't get me wrong, when I found out that you have to like